Hi everyone, today I'm coming to you from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I want to talk a little bit about calibration in the contact center. Now the concept of calibration is actually quite straightforward. It basically means that anybody who's helping our frontliners have great conversations with customers or guests, they do so in a way that's similar. So whether it's a quality assurance person, whether it's a team leader, even the director, when they are giving advice to the frontliner or even scoring certain attributes that are important, they're all doing so in a similar and aligned fashion. And calibration applies to all human-assisted channels, so whether you're handling email, voice calls, live chats, social media, some of you are using Messenger, calibration applies to each and every channel, and I'd actually recommend you handle the calibration program separately for each channel. Now, what I find some people aren't aware of is that there are different levels of calibration, and each level has its own set of objectives. So what I'm going to do is act out each level as if I was the person running the calibration session, and then I'll debrief and explain what I'm doing. So here we go. Level 1. Welcome everybody to our Level 1 calibration session. All of our senior directors are here, our CEO is here, our VP of Marketing is here. Thank you for attending. We're going to play some call recordings, and after each recording, we're going to ask you to kind of vote and give us your feedback. Was that a good conversation, or was that a conversation that could be improved? No scoring will take place, no ratings will take place. Now, the purpose of Level 1 calibration is to understand what do senior people think is a great conversation. What are the elements they find useful? Now, in my experience, there's a lot of to and fro that happens in these Level 1 calibration sessions. You very rarely get agreement, but what you get is dialogue that then leads to some level of conclusions. It might be one conclusion, it might be two conclusions, but those conclusions are super helpful for me to take back to the contact center and say, this is what senior people believe. If you can run one or two of these a year, maybe video it. If your big bosses aren't so comfortable with video, have someone transcribe it. But take those learnings back and put those into your quality assurance and calibration program, because it truly represents what your senior people believe. Now let's go to Level 2. Hi everyone, I'm here to run your Level 2 calibration session. You'll notice there are no scorecards on the table. I'm going to play various calls for you, and at the end of each one, I want you to identify what you think are the strengths of that conversation and the weaknesses of that conversation. So again, having run many of these sessions, the goal here is to get people to align, to get them to say, in the context of our organization, in the context of what our customers need, I would say these were the top 1, 2, or 3 strengths. These were the top 1, 2, or 3 weaknesses. By the way, it's never more than 3 on each side. We really want to learn to focus in on what's important, because a lot of time when you're coaching people, you're really just coaching to 1 or 2 behaviors. You don't really coach to a scorecard. I find Level 2 exceptionally useful when I work with team leaders, team managers, to some degree quality assurance, but especially the people who aren't living in quality assurance. It gives them a sense of prioritization, a sense of focus. And I think focus really matters when you're helping people have great conversations. Level 3. Hi everyone, welcome to our Level 3 calibration session. This is probably the most traditional one you're familiar with. On your table are a series of scorecards. I'm going to play the call, and after I'm done, I'd like you to go through each of the behaviors and do some type of scoring or evaluation. And after that, we're all going to see how close we are. Now, this can be tough, and it takes a while, and I do this a lot with quality assurance people, but it's just to make sure that we're all interpreting the same behaviors that we're after in relatively the same way, because we want to be fair to people. If we're going to attach scores to what they're doing, we need to be fair. Now, Level 4 calibration, and the last one, isn't even a calibration session. It's really a research function. We take the total internal scoring from quality assurance, which typically comes from internal monitoring, and we validate that against our external VOC. what do our CSAT figures tell us? What does our qualitative input from customers tell us? What does our NPS score tell us? Because that can be a very interesting process to understand the variances between the two. So again, hi from KL. I hope that talking about these 4 levels of calibration was helpful to you, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye.